Hello, this is Edwin Endeavory, your Chief Happiness Officer. Folks, I am truly excited, okay? If you ever think about going bananas, this is the guy you want to be talking about, all right? I'm telling you, okay? He is definitely very popular in the Happy Neighborhood Project, community. He was one of our pitch competition winner, and we got to hang out in Troy, Michigan. So welcome, Nicholas Davis, to the show.
Right on. What's up, everybody?
All
So good to see you
right.
guys. Thank you for having me on, Edwin.
I told you guys you are in for a treat, okay? So let's get this thing started, okay? So tell us a little bit about what you do, tell us about how long you've been doing it and why are you doing it? Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, cool. So what I do is I work in the wonderfully awesome and incredibly exhilarating world of health insurance. That crowd goes wild. Oh my gosh. And you can call me a Nick or Nicholas. It entirely depends on how much trouble I'm in at the moment, man. And kind of how this insurance journey started. It was some stuff, right? So basically, here I am, working, doing the thing. I was working for a huge engineering company at the time, right? And doing all the things over there, and then I got laid off because of the pandemic. That was a big deal, like so many other individuals around America did. I mean, heck, around the world, people got laid off, right? And so I was like, well, how am I going to figure this out? How am I going to do this? Right. So I've got triplets. I got 3 little girls. Right. So it was me and my kids. And I'm like, how am I going to get my
Triplets, you say, right?
Yes,
One,
sir.
two,
Yes, sir.
three at the same time. Triplets. Wow. Wow. That's awesome.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And so I was like, okay, cool. So now I was running into a whole bunch of things like, what am I going to do for work? And then also at the same time, like, how am I going to take care of insurance for my kids? Because, when you lose your corporate job, you lose your corporate insurance. Right. So I was like, man,
Right.
how am I going to take care of this? So on one hand, I'm trying to think about what I can do for work. On the other hand, I'm trying to take care of insurance at the same time, right? So here it is, as any good engineer would, I get all my stuff back from the Cobra documents and so on and so forth because I was offered Cobra. Cobra's an acronym. It's I think it's the Continuation of Benefits Reconciliation Act or something like that. It's something very, very similar to that. Regardless, what it is, it's 102% markup from what you currently were paying, which is totally it's a lot, right?
Wow.
Yeah. So I was like, there's no way I can spring for that, right? So then I was like, well, how am I going to take care of insurance for myself and for the kids, right? And so I started looking on the marketplace, and like it like any like any good researcher would. I went to literally the last O of Google, which is some crazy stuff, and I found no actual information at all on the internet about health insurance whatsoever that was actually useful. It was all based on people's opinions, and so I was like,
Ah,
so how do I figure this out, right? So here I am figuring it out, doing my thing, and so that's on one hand. On the other side of the fence, I'm like, what should I do for a living, right? So I was like, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe I can recreate myself because I had made it to a specific spot where I was the subject matter expert for the Western Hemisphere of the planet, which is kind of neat, right? So I was like, okay, well, what do I do from here? Because I'm kind of like niche, right? So
yes.
anyway, went through, I was like, basically, I'll just make a fishbone diagram of literally everything I've ever done and see what it has all in common. Because, I thought I was so organized back then. Honestly, it was hilarious. Oh my gosh. I was like, dude, this Excel sheet's gonna be so cool. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so here it was. So I put everything down, right? So I've been like I was a women's fashion consultant for high fashion for quite some time. That was interesting. Um, biomechanist. I ran skateboard shops, ran inline skate shops, a
You,
master
you,
bike fitter,
you were
like
all over the garment, huh?
everything, professional dancer. I've danced with people from every continent on the planet, with the exception of Antarctica. Professional musician, gigs, tour shows, albums, record labels, whole 9 yards. What does all that have in common, right? What all that has in common is I like to help people, but I can't be like, I want to help people because like everybody wants to help people. So like, what am I gonna do? So then I was like, how am I gonna fix this? And then I thought about it. I was like, insurance. And I couldn't find the answers I needed. So what I ended up doing is when it got all the certifications, all the testing, all the security clearance, all of the basically everything I ever needed, classes, like teaching, everything, and basically clawed myself to the tippy top of the hypothetical pyramid. Once I got up there, I was like, okay, now I know everything there is to know about health insurance right now at this exact moment in time. So I looked down on that hypothetical pyramid. And I was like, oh, well, that's what I needed. Why didn't you just say so in the first place? And so I was able to help out my family. And then I thought about it. I was like, man, what am I going to do for a living? And I was like, bing, light bulb. I'm like, oh, I could just use it. Boom. And so I
Wow.
found it to reclaim your
Alright,
premium.
that is
And that's how it works.
awesome. That is awesome. So now I'm glad that we went through all of that. Okay. So a person that chooses to work with you, what should they expect?
Absolutely. So cool thing is my clients have no customer service wait, right? All my clients have my phone number. Reach out. That's the whole point of having an advisor. An advisor is it's like, for example, one of my clients I was working with said it this week perfectly. He's like, man, I just want to like, dude, if I got a question, just a random question for anything, I want to just call somebody, right? I don't want to listen to a computer. I don't want to listen to some random person from overseas trying to tell me what's going on. Da, da, da. I just want to call a person. Can I call a person or text a person? Yes, that's the whole point of having an advisor. You have a point of contact, which is
Wow.
so powerful and handy.
That is so cool. Now, talking about the point of contact, I can see on the screen that the best way to reach you is reclaimyourpremium.com. Okay.
Absolutely.
So I'm telling you guys, first of all, this guy is fun. You want to go bananas anytime, you want to hang with Nick Davis. Okay. So if you haven't done one-on-one with him, please do so. And if you're in the Never Never Land and you've never heard about Happy Neighborhood Project, reach to this guy. I'm telling you, he is a very, very highly, recognizable name in our whole community. Do a one-on-one with him. At the very least, you're going to walk away knowing a little bit more about health insurance, and it will save you a lot of time than it took him to figure it out. Nick, I want to say thank you so much, for hanging with me today, and it's always fun. Look forward to seeing you in the neighborhood. All right.
Absolutely. Thank you so much
Awesome.
for having me, Evan. You're awesome, man.
Absolutely. Hey, this is Edwin Edevery, your Chief Happiness Officer. Everybody, stay safe and stay happy.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.